The wild weather we've seen on the east coast is now easing back, but still quite a few showers to come this week. More on that in just a second. But first, let's have a look in the west, where we've got a tropical depression currently sitting in the Indian Ocean. So that's providing a lot of moisture in the northern part of the Indian Ocean, and that is going to feed across the country over the next week. So that's pretty good news for farmers. So let's see what happens as this system progresses. So with that low pressure trough connected to the depression, it's going to drag moisture onto the west coast as we move through Monday. And then after that, we're going to see this low pressure system and a cold front, indicated by those change in wind direction, impact the west coast, and that's going to bring some powerful winds as well as the heavy rain. So the heavy rain is really going to focus particularly through the west coast and up through the Pilbara as well over the next few days. So you can see some really dark shadings there, and also some powerful winds impacting on the west coast, particularly on Tuesday morning as that front makes landfall and bring rain right through the region. Into Wednesday, we're going to see the winds continuing across the southwest, not quite as strong as on Tuesday, but still some gusty winds on the cards, and showers continuing Wednesday, even into Thursday as well. But the heavy falls continuing right up in that northwest corner. You can see heavy falls pushing up around 50 millimetres, fairly widespread in parts of the Pilbara and parts of the Gascoyne and the Central West, but easing back through around the Geraldton area, probably somewhere in the order of 20, maybe 30 millimetres there. And if you're in Perth and Bunbury this week, you're expecting another dousing of 30 millimetres or so this week, maybe even closer to 50 millimetres if you're lucky. In terms of what's happening with the temperature, well, we've had quite a few cold mornings recently. We're not going to see quite as much of that in the next little while. It's going to be cold daytime temperatures as cloud cover limits heating. But across Sunday, we're seeing clear skies, warm temperatures up through the north and the east. By the time we get to Monday, the warm temperatures will really be pushed over to the east as cloud cover envelops the west coast, limiting that heating in just a little bit. And then much cooler temperatures by the time we get to Tuesday, with that rain spreading right across the region and wind chill impacting on the west coast. Much cooler temperatures out in the wind on that day. And then Wednesday, winds will ease back a little bit, but cooler temperatures spreading right out across the west. Now, in terms of what's happening with this rain band once it moves across southern Australia, is it's going to bring some reasonable totals, in fact, right across southern agricultural, even northern agriculture in South Australia, and Victoria looks to get a pretty good dousing of rain, and southern parts of New South Wales will also do fairly well. Let's have a look at some of these totals. So we're looking at 1 to 5 millimetres in that shading, generally speaking. Some places might miss out, some might get closer to 10 millimetres, but 5 to 10 millimetres across this region. So Mildura is likely to see 5 to 10 millimetres. Wagga Wagga is likely to see closer to 10 to 20 millimetres. So some fairly healthy falls, but up around Bourke and Cobar, it's going to be quite hit and miss. Some places might see just a few millimetres, and Bourke might miss out entirely. Now, on the east coast, we have seen the winds ease back and the swell ease back, but we've still got quite a few showers around. They're continuing along the east coast today, and into tomorrow, we're going to continue to see those showers lingering on, mainly very coastal, but from Tuesday onwards, showers are going to push a little bit further inland on those days. So you can see Tuesday and Wednesday right along the New South Wales coast, and then by the time we get to Thursday, you can see the heaviest falls will shift northward. So it's going to focus into southeast Queensland, north coast of New South Wales on Wednesday and Thursday. And then by the time we get to Friday, showers will ease back considerably for the east coast.